Yo, are you ready for the Astro-Weather week? Happy Memorial Day, May 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th. We've got a Gemini new moon, new communication, new ways of thinking. It's Taurus, Gemini, Cancer moon week. BigEAstro. Let's talk about it. Pew! Grand Rising, good people. It's Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. How was the weekend? Well, we still have Memorial Day today. Yesterday, thank you for all the birthday love and wishes for the truth. My son is 16. We had a really nice, yummy spinach and pesto pasta and filet mignon steak dinner for him. And got some cool gifts, but really the big gift is coming. You know, we're contributing to his first car. So, but he's working. I got him, he's going to be working at an ice cream shop and trying to get some money, and he's selling his bike that he had. So I'm proud of him. You know, I don't want to get too personal, but I also want to teach an astrology lesson. Yesterday, the Mercury, and just so you know, it's Astro-Weather, 9 a.m. I'm a little bit late, but I'm looking at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And the moon is at 29 degrees Taurus. But yesterday, last night in the evening, it was in the conjunction with Moon, Mercury, and Uranus, squaring Mars. And when it was squaring Mars, we actually had, an incident, and we got I don't want to get too much into it, but we got a broken hand. One of the kids, okay, on their brother's birthday. But in their chart, it exactly showed this sudden event with Mercury, Uranus, Moon, and squaring Mars, the Moon squaring Mars. And astrology, it's crazy, you know what I mean? So, I could have never predicted it happening. It happened when I was outside of the house meditating by a tree, and, 2 kids and this and that. And yeah, so, looks like one of the Taylor twins may be having surgery. These things happen. I hate to say boys will be boys. My wife doesn't like that. But, if you grew up in a house with 3 brothers and stuff, or 3 or 4 brothers, they get to roughhousing and playing and fighting and throwing and getting down. And it happens, all right? So please pray for the Taylor twins. But I hope you're ready to enjoy this Gemini new moon, and I'll be putting in the newsletter, and the newsletter will be coming out today, and that newsletter is really going to be cool because it'll be breaking down the Gemini new moon, okay? So stand up and enjoy that. I'll be live tonight, Monday, the 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. And then I'll be back Tuesday. Tonight is Mercury and Venus in Gemini. And then Tuesday will be Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. And that'll be 6 p.m. Eastern. Okay? So, and then I'll be live Thursday. You don't want to miss it, the 29th. With Elena from Searchlight Tarot. She's one of the best tarot readers on YouTube. She's incredible. She's been on twice a couple years ago, and we are reuniting, and it's going to be a big show talking about the current energy, just talking about, Pluto Aquarius, but live tarot card readings, right? So you don't want to miss this. She's incredible, okay? Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern. All right, so let's get to the chart and let's talk about the Astro-Weather week. And Gemini birth chart sales rocking. Gemini Sun Moon Risings, hit me up. Eric at BigEAstrology.com. Natal chart, solar return chart, secondary progression chart. All right, you know what it is. BigEAstrology. Pew! All right, make it happen Monday. And don't forget this Saturday, May 31st, Beyonce. Okay, the birth chart, 12 noon Eastern, 75 minutes, $15 breaking down the Aries rising, Virgo sun in the 6th house, and Scorpio moon in the 8th house. Miss Beyonce knows Carter. It's going to be great. The good, the bad, the ugly. If you can't make it live, you can still pay, receive the recording. It's going to be fantastic, baby. So this is the key point, right? The Gemini new moon today is at 6 degrees. That's a Virgo degree. It's really because it's trining Pluto retrograde, it's really bringing up and out and communicating no lies, no more secrets, right? Fixing and repairing relationships, communication, new realities, new beginnings, okay? And we have to do the shadow work. And Gemini is in Mercury, okay? So remember, I think on, I forgot when it catches up. It may be on the 29th or the 30th. We have the Kazemi. And then Mercury will, past it, right? It's going to be combust. So this Uranus moon, you still can have a high sensory day today to about, 1 o'clock. And it's going to get in. Remember, it's 11:01 p.m. Eastern, the full moon tonight. It'll be the 27th in England and 8:01 p.m. Pacific. So this Gemini moon will finish up at around 6 degrees East Coast, 7 degrees on the West Coast. So tomorrow, we should see the moon at about 13, maybe 14 degrees, okay? Remember, Jupiter is going in on June 9th to Cancer. So things are about to shift really a lot for the cardinal signs because immediately it's going to square Saturn and Neptune. And that's going to be a positive square because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So there can be opportunities for growth when you're willing to be more authentically yourself, self-reliant, and become the brave, courageous leader and push through any restrictions. All right? That's going to be the key. How you feeling so far with Saturn and Aries? We got a lot of stuff. Obviously, the North Node Jupiter square is still rocking, Excuse me. And also Eros squaring Jupiter. So this may be new ideas and philosophies around love, and really be mindful and be careful. Don't let people mislead you or misguide you in relationships or love. Like, oh, I don't believe in boundaries. Like, what? No. We gotta have rules in relationships, right? I don't go out to eat or lunch or dinner with a woman without my wife. You know what I mean? Because when people with opposite sex are doing things like eating and this and that or whatever, and it's different if you're like dealing with a whole huge group, but one-on-one and you're married, no, with opposite sex, that you can't, you're just opening up your relationship for chaos and potential things. Yeah, everybody's loyal and stuff, but you don't put temptation right in your plate. And that's why we're about to celebrate 17 years of marriage. And, happily so. Now, remember, the Venus, you're still having the trine to Mars. Okay? And, this is good for dating and relationships. There's a lot of new relationships popping off. But Jupiter square Eros, it's just like, make sure you're communicating like you want to have boundaries in your love and your relationship. You don't want something all wishy-washy. And this moon is headed into Gemini. And so, Gemini's sun signs, it's a great time, right? Today, but even Tuesday and Wednesday, intermittent fasting. Okay? And, really making sure no drugs, no sex, no alcohol, no cursing. Okay? If you're a Gemini sun sign. And then Thursday, Friday, going into Saturday, we'll have a Cancer Leo moon weekend. The Cancers can do the intermittent fasting. Try to eat with the circadian rhythms of the sun. The sun sets later, so don't try to eat dinner at 7, but try to get it done at 6:30. Because you want 4 hours to properly digest before you go to bed. But even in the winter, when the sun sets at like 5:30, you shouldn't really be eating after sunset, okay? So, and we need to get to more like 2 meals a day. Eat more fruit, drink less water. So you get the H3O, proper hydration. Because our water doesn't, it's like dead water. Recycled tap, right? So we got to just be mindful and careful. But yeah, Mercury is trining Pluto too. And Mercury is probably not going to move through Gemini as fast as it moves through. Well, look, it just came in late last night, early this morning, and it's already at 1 degree. So it's conjunct Sedna, so you may hear some things about mermaids and different things under the ocean and foods. You know, I guess they're giving out some aids to people in Kentucky and Missouri and stuff, $770. People want to investigate Trump and Elon for these tariff things and making deals with Elon's businesses, Starlink. You know, Russia, Trump came out and said things about Putin, and Russia's been really increasing its war against Ukraine and not bringing peace. Same thing with Israel, denying Palestinians real food and things like that they need. The world is kind of a mess. And he did say he would come in and stop these wars. It hasn't happened. So let's pray for a ceasefire and peace. Yeah, a lot of spirit in Cancer, especially when Jupiter gets there. I think we're going to be having a real estate boom coming up this summer. And maybe interest rates may get, brought back down a little bit by July, August, or September before the summer's out. So you're going to see this year real estate bouncing back, home values increasing, and people buying their first home. A lot of people. All right. So enjoy Memorial Day Monday, this Gemini new moon. Do some journaling or, positive communications. How are you moving forward in a new way? Okay. And make sure you email me for, you can book it on the website too. $15 for Beyonce, Saturday, May 31st, 12 noon Eastern, 75 minutes. And the Gemini birth chart sale, Eric@BigEAstro.com. All right. But explore the website, sign up for the newsletter. I'll be sending it out probably in the next hour or so. Wifey's tightening it up right now. And then also, just check out all my services: moon tracking, career, business charts, hater chart, love chart, synastry compatibility, unconscious soul chart, Saturn returns, a lot of different services. And also relationship coaching in my Astro Life Transformational Program, 5-month course. And guess what? June 2nd, $18 or $5, the Knowledge is Love Tribe will be launching. So look for that, and I'll be talking about it more in the live the next 2 days. And obviously next Sunday, June 1st, to get you ready for Monday, June 2nd. Okay? Astro-Weather week. Let's get to Tuesday, the 27th, BigEAstrology. Pew! Think about it, Tuesday, the day of Mars. BigEAstrology, spitting some bars. Great day to run your errands, be busy. The moon at 14, okay? It's moving quick in Gemini. And, we are still in the first decan, the Gemini decan, right, for the next 3 days. And so, that's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So come Friday, we will start the Gemini Libra decan. These people are all about relationships. The first people are more artistic and creative, and just rapid fire brains. Could be a little bit more anxious. These people, they like to be more booed up and are very fashion forward. All Geminis, though, are very fashionistas and fashionistas. Okay? So a lot of air sign energy, a lot of masculine energy, right? I mean, right now, Moon, Sun, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, right? And Venus. So remember, fire and air, and Aries and Gemini, so the energy is moving super fast. Only Pluto's retrograde, and you got Chiron, so everything is like rapid fire. And we're still dealing with the Lilith in Scorpio, tapping into your intuition. Juno opposing Uranus, kind of, 21 degrees. Eventually, this Lilith will get to Sagittarius, but it's not really dipping in, you know. And, you know, Pluto retrograde is real slow. Remember I told you this year it would only get to 3 degrees, so it'll still be there. Now, Mars at 18 degrees, you know, we're going to see the moon sextile Mars today. So you can really initiate from your heart but through your emotional mind. All right. So Tuesday, definitely, you know, kind of everybody's back to work after a nice long weekend, hustle and bustle, getting things done, busy. Hey, Venus, trine, can meet somebody, got a new relationship, right? And, you know, Jupiter's getting closer, right? June 9th will be here, right? Just moving to the 27th degree, still squaring Eros. And so just be mindful that, you know, Jupiter wants you to get more information on this supposedly fantasy dream love affair because it may not be what you think it is. There can be some deception and confusion behind it. Okay? So just be mindful of that. And, you know, Venus Aries is definitely assertive in relationships, like going for it and like, hey, let's hook up, you know. Also, we've got to be mindful. Let's see, Capricorn, Fomalus. Yeah, I was gonna say it's not exact, but you know, with the Moon, Mars, and Fomalus, it's kind of forming a Yod finger of God. So there could be some things that are unexpectedly announced on Tuesday about the government. So just be mindful of that, okay? And, you know, we got to rock and roll. We got to rock and roll. Mercury's starting to move. Look at that. Oh, already 3 degrees. So, you know, Mercury trine Pluto on Tuesday. Some things will be revealed. This is the news drop where there's some stuff that you're going to find out about the government that not so nice, not so good. But when has it ever been? I mean, come on. You know, and this Tuesday I'll see you 6 p.m. Eastern. But remember with Saturn, Neptune, and Aries, not only does it want you to become more sovereign, it also wants you to be mindful that you have to slow down, think before you react. And, you know, it's not a time to be impulsive. It's a time to be more compassionate, more organized, structured, and disciplined for Aries. Because that's going to be the way you literally realign and activate things in your frontal lobe and frontal cortex. But to really get more independent and sovereign, you know, to really be that pioneering maverick, which Aries is. Aries is always going to, like Aquarius, push the envelope, and it's the childhood genius. But, you know, they learn by experience. They have to be front and center, touch everything, right? Like a Taurus, but no, like touch it by like doing it. They want to do it. Taurus wants to like touch it and get the sensory information. Aries is just like, oh, I'm jumping in the lake. I don't know what's in there. I could see an octopus. I could see a shark. I'm jumping off the cliff. You know what I mean? That's Aries. You know, that was my dad. I remember deep sea fishing, and we saw a whale, and we had to go back in. And I remember I was 6 years old in Acapulco trying turtle soup over the Christmas holiday. I almost drowned. My dad saved my life when I was a little boy in the undertow. All right, Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. Wake up Wednesday, the day of Mercury. It's the 28th. The 28th of the month. It's a bag day, right? 28. On the moon conjunct Jupiter. So, and it's at 28 degrees, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. So the moon will finish up about 4 degrees in Cancer. And we are, you know, this is where new information can really be aligned. And this is a great day to teach something. A workshop, a class, to do some journaling, to write down your goals and dreams, your plans for the summer. booking this and doing that. I'm actually going to take a vacation for the first time in 2 years this summer. So I'll let you know. I'll be MIA for a little bit. But I need the rest. I need to just recharge. My Virgo sun, Capricorn moon, I work. So, obviously Neptune's not moving too much, and neither is Saturn. I think they're only going to get to like 2 and 1 degrees or 3 and 2 degrees. Probably just 2 and 1. Or maybe Neptune will get to 3. I think Saturn only gets to 1 or 2. But, what we're seeing is really, this is Wednesday, the day of journaling, walking, jump rope, breath work, yoga, stretching. Let's be honest, most of us don't stretch enough, right? I think of Tom Brady and LeBron James, they extended their careers by stretching pre and post game. Well, we need to do stretch in the morning, stretch at night. I'm really talking to me because I'm, some of you guys may be in your 30s or 40s. I'm 54. I got to stretch. But no, if you should start it now. Just like ladies, once you get over 35, you should start drinking the hot lemon water in the morning. You can put essential oils in it. We do peppermint, eucalyptus, and tea tree, but just hot lemon water, and no room temperature is the coldest. Don't drink cold water. It throws off your estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, ladies. And even at age 35, you're starting to get into the range of premenopause. You may not hit it till like 50, but you just got to start to really, it helps the liver, the gut health, and balance for hormones for the women. Room temperature or hot water. Okay, hot lemon water is so good. Haven't had a mosquito bite in 3 years, thank God. Yes, God. Shout out to Megan McPherson. Got to get her back on the podcast. She was so much fun. Really sweet woman. So Wednesday, the day before Elena from Searchlight Tarot comes on. Whoop, whoop. I'm so excited. She's good people. Mercury, Sun. That's getting closer. Obviously, it's 7 degrees now. We're getting closer to, remember I told you, Thursday and then Friday. So maybe it's Saturday we'll start the third decan, not Friday. Okay. Or probably late night on Friday at 10 degree. Okay. So it's Gemini season. It's really a time to express yourself creatively. Leo, Mars, authentically from the heart. But just to tap in, there's not like crazy aspects. Let's see what happens with this Mercury. It's still trining Pluto, but it's pulling away right now at 5 degrees. So, you still may get some lingering effects about secrets. And I'm sensing some stuff about technology. Also, watch out for tornadoes and hurricanes this week, especially as Uranus gets closer to the 29th degree. Hashtag New Earth. This is going to be ouchie pouchies. So it's a 27. Just be mindful of that as we get closer to the 7-7 portal. This could be a challenging time from the solstice to the eclipses. And so also let me know for June Coffee Talk. I'll put up a poll. I'm thinking of the U.S. Supreme Court, Gene Hackman's chart. May look into some other people. We'll see. But definitely should be interesting. So enjoy your Wednesday. And, also don't forget Pluto is sextiling Neptune and Saturn. And so moving forward, when you're willing to do the shadow work and really seek the revelation, freedom and liberation, being the authentic I am you, the leader of yourself, you've got that support. Pluto sextiling Saturn, Neptune can bring in some really cemented spiritual growth when you are willing to do the deep introspection. And introspection is getting in the mirror, but it's like turning a flashlight within. It's harder for the fire and air signs. They're not normally introspective. That's more earth, water. And so think of it like you have the flashlight in the mirror and you got to look inside your heart, your kidneys, your liver, because we store our trauma in our physical body, quite literally. That's why people do the ayahuasca and the different things, but you can do it without that, right? You just got to be truthful and honest with yourself. And all this communication energy and the hits to Pluto, that's what this is for. You got to do the shadow work. You can't, everything is not, puffy clouds and fairies and deer and flowers. You got to go through the trenches and do the deep shadow work to truly heal. Because you're worth it. Because on the other side of the pain, trauma, and crises is self-love, is forgiveness, is internal and external excellence. All right? I love you. Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. Let's get to Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, the 29th, with Elena from Searchlight Tarot, Knowledge is Love podcast, episode 344. And that's so great because that's 11, and she's an Aquarius, the 11th sign. There are no accidents, people. BigEAstro. All right, try it Thursday, May 29th. Happy birthday, Geminis. And we got the Cancer moon. So, look at that. It moved quickly, right? 13 degrees. So the Cancer moon will finish up at about 19 and then 20. So, Friday, we should see it at about 26, 27. So, yeah, we'll definitely, have a Cancer, Leo moon weekend. And then get into that Virgo, Libra, Scorpio moon week next week, okay? So, the Cancer moon is kind of like setting the stage because next month it will be there conjunct Jupiter. So, this is really integrating that safety, that security, because when you have the Jupiter Cancer, when you feel emotionally nurtured and cared for and you have that high EQ, that's where you get spiritual and divine knowledge and financial blessings. So that's why this is going to be good for teaching classes about transformation, about energetically and emotionally feeling safe. It's a great time to book my Astro Life Transformational 5-month program, where I take you through mastery, becoming the Jedi of your natal birth chart. We do the chart reading, and in there you're getting positive affirmations, meditations, for me, wifey, we got Ho'oponopono, we've got Feng Shui, we've got journal prompts, we've got so much stuff in there. And then after the 8 weeks, then we meet once a month, and you'll have follow-up questions to check in, and we'll meet live once a month to see how you're doing, because transformation doesn't just happen in 8 weeks. 5 months, yeah, that's real transformation. So this is a great program, and I'm really proud of it. And you want to try it before the price goes up. I've already had a couple people go through it, and they really loved it. You know what I mean? Now, before I used to just do the astrological life coaching. It was like a 4 or 5 week thing. This now is a whole new program of deep transformation. It's powerful. So it's Thursday, the day of the planet Jupiter. A great day to sign up for Coffee Talk for Saturday, right? Don't wait. This Cancer moon is going to be trining the Lilith in Scorpio, okay? And so that's about being in the flow. Thursday, get in the beach, eat some peaches. Oh, I got to get some peaches and plums. My favorite fruits, my mom, pomegranates, peaches, and plums. And that honeydew melon and cantaloupe. Oh my God, I miss you, Mom. But Lilith Scorpio is pretty emotionally intense. And so this is like an alchemist day, empathic day. And, the moon will eventually get to trining the North Node, and you'll feel that on Friday morning, early, okay? So, Thursday, just be mindful that, we're really in a position where the Mercury 7, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's on the 30th or 31st. It's the Mercury Kazemi with the Sun. I think it's the 30th. So on Friday. And, lot of things can be revealed. News drops on Friday. Yeah, because even it's still in that trine to Pluto. You're still it'll be a 5-degree orb, but you'll still kind of feel it. Okay. Yeah, maybe so on Thursday. Maybe not so much on Friday, but you'll see. There's going to be something dropped on Friday in the news, so just be ready for that. But also just be mindful for yourself that this is where you can look into intermittent fasting, doing some, and we only really did, hey, I'm going to be honest with you, just like April, we only did like a 2-day fast this month. I think June will be easier. The end of the school year, I'm just have to be honest, right? We're not perfect. We try, but we're still eating healthy. A lot of fruits and veggies. Obviously, we had steak last night for my son's dinner, but, and meat's not bad. I'm not anti-meat. Don't get me wrong. You just got to be careful. You want it to be really clean. I don't do chicken or pork. I haven't done pork since 24 years old, and I don't drink soda. But that's just me. Everything, I'm not judging or preaching. You got to figure out what works for you. And look in your 2nd and 6th house. Those signs there also give you insight into planets to your health and what you need to eat. Okay? Fire and earth signs, you definitely want to get more of the food that grows from the earth and the sun, solar. Air and water, it's a little bit more open, especially air, the water. You may need to drink a lot of water, but you may like more seafood. But you got to watch out for the parasites. Remember, the wolves eat the fish heads because there's parasites in the fish, except for the fish that's more deeper in the ocean. None of the scavengers, no lobster, shrimp, none of that stuff. But like Arctic chard and the deep salmon. I think it's the wild salmon. Okay. So enjoy Thursday. Definitely a lot of masculine energy. But this Cancer moon is coming in, late Wednesday and then into Thursday. Or not late Wednesday, but on Wednesday. And, it's really softening things. The Cancer moon will feel things. It just senses things. And this will be great, the Cancer moon, for my podcast, episode 344 with Elena from Searchlight Tarot. All right, you guys, I love you. Eric Taylor, BigEAstro, Astro-Weather week with the Taurus, Gemini, Cancer moon, BigEAstro. Pew. That's it, Astro-Weather week. Happy Memorial Day. I had 3 uncles that served in the military, and I am anti-war, so I don't think it's something to celebrate, but we have to honor the people that make the sacrifice. Not everybody's willing to put their life on the line to protect something, although unfortunately a lot of things from our government, it's to take things from others. Nobody's coming here. It's a whole nother conversation. But so please honor and stay in gratitude. But stay in gratitude every day. And, try to be as authentic as you can to yourself internally and externally. And try to speak from your throat chakra, from your heart, and tap into your intuition. A lot of interesting energy, a lot of shifts happening. And so, we've got to integrate, how do we deal with these new energies? Jupiter, Cancer, Uranus, Gemini, Saturn, and Neptune and Aries. And a lot of it is really becoming more independent and sovereign and not giving up when things get a little challenging and difficult, pushing through. And the Jupiter, Cancer, squaring Neptune, and Saturn, all month of June. You're going to really feel that nicely. That's from the 9th on. That is going to give you that boost to say, you know what, I can do it. I can bring in a new spiritual practice. I can be more independent. I can become more of a leader. I can be the person that honors God, source, creator, and my family. All right. So please reach out for the Gemini birth chart sale, Eric at BigEAstro.com. the website or email for Coffee Talk this Saturday with Beyonce, May 31st. $75, 15 minutes. Eric at BigEAstro.com. Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern. Okay, $15. It's going to be great. Aries rising, Virgo sun, Scorpio moon, Beyonce's chart. And, just thank you. I thank each and every one of you, whether you hit the like button, comment, or just watch, whatever. I hope you like and comment, tell other people to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10K, trying to get to 2K on IG, trying to get to 1K on TikTok. So please follow me. You can even follow me on X. I'm on the Twitters. Everything is Biggie Astrology. But I love you guys. I always stay in gratitude. I'll see you tonight. 8 p.m. Eastern. Then I'll be, that's Mercury and Venus in Gemini. And then Mars and Jupiter in Gemini. I will be back tomorrow night for episode 343 at a little bit earlier, 6 p.m. Eastern. I may switch it to 6:30, but I think I'm going to do 6 p.m. Eastern. But I will be on tomorrow night. And Wednesday, I'll be back with Lunch with Eric. Just kind of busy these days. So Wednesday, I'll be back with Lunch with Eric on IG Live at 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. Okay? And we'll talk about Gemini Sun, Moon, Risings. How about that? It's Gemini season. So, and then Thursday, the 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern, Elena from Searchlight Tarot. I'm lining up some amazing guests for June. Stay tuned. Oh, and please go to therealascensioninstitute.com. Check out ascension.institute on IG, and you can also join and be a member, either $1 or $5 a month. It's a spiritual organization that I'm a part of that is really about trying to improve Gaia, Mother Earth, and the collective. And it's 12 business owners, and we have memberships, and it's really powerful. We're doing some powerful things. So go follow ascension.institute on IG. I don't know if we have our TikTok page, also I think YouTube, Facebook, but check out the website and I'll put some more information about it and around. But yeah, Ascension Institute. Okay, I am a member of it. So yeah, go support and check it out. And my community starting June 2nd. $5 a month gets you in there, and you get to be a part of the groups. I have 11 groups. I may start another group for just numerology, because Queen Bee is going to contribute. And so I think I'm going to wind up doing that. And that's going to be really great. And I may have some other numerologists come in there. Paris Williams, Missy from Missy's Mysteries on crystals. We can get some heavy hitters in there. But it's all about, the group will be whatever we make it. Because it's about you promoting yourself, us communicating, sharing our thoughts. All positivity and love. No being hating and negative on anybody else. You will be removed from the group. I don't want to take bad money, because I'm trying to really build this family, this tribe, right? I mean, the etymology of family is not so positive, so I say tribe. Knowledge is love, tribe. The kilt, put on your kilt and join the crew. Knowledge is love, tribe. You know how we do. All right? So, love you guys, and just enjoy the Taurus, Gemini, Cancer Moon week. Eric Taylor. I hope I see you Saturday, and I hope I see you tonight, tomorrow night, and Thursday night. Knowledge is Love podcast. BigEAstro. I'll be almost I can't even talk. Almost up to 350. That's crazy. God is good, and I love you all. Peace.